Hello, welcome to How to Draw Celtic Patterns. I'm your host Jason Belchamber, and in this section we're going to start to draw this. So again, belchamber.net/stittenhand.jpg for the Stittenhand Pictish wolf picture, okay? I'm going to put this off camera and you're going to put it to your right or your left, whatever you prefer. We're going to use our straight edge and we're going to copy that 2x4 grid that we just made. Make it a little bit smaller. Once you practice this, this might even be really good for putting it onto a card, maybe for Yule or Christmas. Because animals tend to be a nice theme, especially wolves being all wintry, having fur coats and whatnot. The wolf, I think, to a lot of clans around the world, represents the family, because everybody thinks of the alpha male, but in order for it to have a good pack, you actually have an alpha female, and the alpha male is the one you always see, and they're big and strong visually. The alpha female is actually the one that's in charge, because she's in charge of the family, and she's always the one that follows from the back of the pack, if you ever see wolves walking around. But it's a balance of responsibilities in order to run a family or a pack. So that's how it was an important symbol. So we've got our 2x4s, right? So we're going to start looking over at, we're going to be transferring this, and we're going to do it by cubes. So I'm using a mechanical pencil to get the first lines, and what I'm going to want you to do is to get probably a hard pencil. I'm just going to use an HB2 in this case. Got a nice fresh pack of them right now. There's one. And just draw it lightly, because we're going to go over the pattern with afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to start with this block. You'll notice that I'm just going to go to the edges of where that one goes, and the top of it is actually to there. The ear sort of meets right there, and then you'll see the nose is a little bit lower than this line. This line might be up here, right? And then the jaw is probably about down there. Right, so let's just start by sketching a very light outline, okay? It doesn't have to be the detail that you're looking for, because you're going to get the nuances with the curves afterwards, okay? Notice that has a little bit of a curve here. So we've got the basic shape of the head. I'm going to start by getting that one ear in there. In the beginning of the mask, this is a very typical portion, or the way that the Celtic artists would draw the wolves. So you'll notice the nose is a little cut off. That's alright, because you can see the tongue in there. This guy just starts about here and comes around to the bottom of the ear there. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so I'm going to start doing the shoulders of our beast. So I'm into the second part. I'll just move it over here so you can see both. And you'll notice that the points where it exits, the back elbow of her is there, and about there is the other left elbow. And this follows almost at the top, so we'll give it a little bit of the curvature. It's just that shoulder blade. There's a little more expression in the curves. It's a really beautiful piece of artistic work because of the reality in the curves of it. It's not just a stick. So this one's about there. A little bit thinner. It's okay if we're just scoring where we want the design to go right now, because we're going to ink it and erase it afterwards. Okay, so we're going to get this little curly spot here. So there's the back of the elbow, okay? So I'm going to be getting this part right there. This part goes in tight and then spreads a bit and goes straight, then stops there and curves. Alright, let's get this square right here, okay? Now, something interesting. When you look down at the toe, it's very clearly defined. You can see the inside short toe and then the outside toe, and even the nails that you can see as well. If you look this up and get a bigger picture on Wikipedia, even the pads underneath and the back pad, and you can see the dew claw right here too, eh? So, let's see. What I suggest is we're going to fill this in after we sketch this claw. So this looks like it's about halfway, so it's just below halfway is where this mark is, and then here is basically going to be about here, right? And we look at the front of this claw too. We know it meets about here, this part, and then it spreads up with a nice curve here. And it goes in. Alright, so this is the back claw. And the dew claw. And then when it reaches the front of the metatarsal bones, I think that they probably started with the inside paw and then a bigger, more exaggerated outside paw. Make sure that you've got room for your claws. And then there's the pad, and then a suggestion of the back, right? So, because this was damaged over time and erosion, naturally or when it was discovered, let's copy the way that they did this with the outside. So I'm going to start with this one. So it comes down, and then the bottom paw is on the ground, it turns, and then slopes up, right? Then you've got your big outer paw, where the nail is, then the inner paw, and then you've got a little bit of the back paw inside, okay? That's what we're going to do here. So, we know that this one reaches here,